Hello, welcome to the Shelly Show. I'm Shailendra, and you're watching this simulcast live on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Hope you're all doing well, you're safe, and keeping social distancing. Today is a very special day. I've tried to bring together very senior product managers who've spent their lives in developing and designing analytics products. Moreover, to make it more interesting, what we'll do is we'll do a quick role play, and you will see how large organizations take decisions using data. It is a data-driven world, and companies can take decisions, informed decisions, utilizing analytics. This is a unique way of learning, and we are trying it for the first time. So please write your questions in the comment section, and we will try to answer them to provide clarifications. The objective is to make you understand the art of possibilities. So let me not waste any time and quickly bring to you the guests. My first guest is William Yu, who is a senior product manager for SAP Analytics Cloud, and he will be playing the role of the finance director, my right-hand man, and I'll play the role of a CEO. So let's bring on William. Hi, William.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Shelly. Thank you very much for inviting. So hi everyone, and good noon or good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are. So I'm William. Yeah, I'm from SAP. We are sitting in Shanghai, Lab China. So we are one of the very first organization from our of location, and our organization restarted in the office. But of course, in the meantime of the COVID-19 lockdown, I do have a lot of time at home, and I spend most of the time, extra time, on the Netflix series video. So that's really fun. Probably you all watched a lot of them during the time. And in my role today, I will really play, as Shalendra mentioned, the finance director role to show you how we can do the simulation based on our finance KPIs to make sure that we can earn the money. Okay. Thank you, Shelly.
Good stuff. Our second guest is Shalom. He's also a senior product manager at SAP Analytics Cloud, and he will be playing the role of the sales director. Hi, Shalom. How are you?
Hi, Shelly. I'm doing fine. Hello, everyone online. So my name is Shalom. I'm a product manager for SAP Analytics Solutions. I began in this area in 2012, working in the BW area, and I'm based in Shanghai. I like traveling. I'm a foodie. I try to spend more time in the kitchen as I could. And as Shelly said, today I'm your head of sales. So I'm going to show you how can we utilize SAP Analytics Cloud to drive the revenue. So thank you very much.
So you will be on the spot today, so you will be facing a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Good stuff. My third guest is Sharon Zhao, and Sharon is a product manager at SAP Analytics Cloud as well, and she will be playing the role of HR director. So let's bring her in. Hi, Sharon. How are you?
Hello, Shelly. Hello, everyone. I am Sharon from SAP Analytics Product Management Team. I'm located in Shanghai now, and I am responsible for SAC BI topics in my daily work. And I like yoga and swimming during my spare time, and nice to meet all of you online.
Okay, good stuff. So guys, for you to watch this episode and other sessions that I run on emerging technologies, I would request you to follow me on LinkedIn so that you're alerted when a live session is on. This gives you an opportunity to directly ask questions to the guests. And so if you're watching this on LinkedIn and Twitter, follow me there. If you're watching me on YouTube, then please smash the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can get alerted when the live show is on. Okay, very quickly, let me give you a bit of background about the company that we're going to work with today. So the company is called Tread, and you can see some shoes at the back of these guys as well. It is a mid-sized, around about 1,000 people employee retail shoe company. its locations worldwide. So what we'll do is we'll try and see how this company, and I will act as the CEO, how this company uses data to make sure that the revenue increases year on year. So what we've done is we've collated this information for you guys, and we will go one by one and start explaining to you in a role setting place. So forget that I'm Shalendra, I am Shelly, the CEO. William is the finance director. Zilong is the sales director, and Sharon is the HR director. So let's quickly get into role playing mode. Okay, so let's start with. So imagine this is a meeting going on, and the sales director is talking to the CEO. What we've seen is that the sales revenue is down. It's lower than our expectations, and it seems. Let's ask Zilong. So Zilong, what's happening in your area? It seems the sales are really down. What's going on?
Yeah, Shelly, thank you for your question. It's always a very difficult question for me to explain why sales is down. But right now, I have a wonderful tool. So thank you for investing in our IT. As you can see, I'm sharing a dashboard now, which is a little bit different than what you usually see from the team. It's not a PowerPoint. This is something that is actually very interactive. And before we go to the numbers, I just want to highlight a few things on the screen so you understand what I'm talking about, have a little bit of context. So you can see on top of the screen, we have basically, you can say dashboards in different areas, such as the business overview. We can dive into sales. We can go into the HR area. We can see more details in travel finance. This is the one-stop shop for you, Shelly, to have an overview of the company. So I'm talking a little bit about the tool we use here, but the really interesting point, as you have asked me, is the profit forecast for this year is going really down. So you can see that the sales revenue is also 3% below the expectation. And actually, as the head of sales, I spent a lot of time in the past to analyze the data. And now it's much easier for me with this new tool. As you can see on the left part of the screen, which I'm now zooming into, that the system is actually explaining me all the data it has extracted from different kinds of source systems, or even it can go into my CRM system, my marketing system, and access the data on the fly and tell me what kind of insight it has got. And in this case, it's telling me that the basketball, in this area, I have a lot of revenue lost, probably due to a computation. And if I go down a little bit to see the different charts that SAC has offered me, I can also see that I'm looking at the revenue lost, and I'm seeing that actually I'm losing my revenue in all kinds of product families. You can say I'm losing money in basketball shoes, I'm losing money in soccer shoes, in golf and running shoes too. So because all of these numbers are positive, and this is the revenue lost we're looking at, it tells me that I'm sorry, we are not up to the expectation on all of these products. And the best thing here, Shelly, is that I really have the focus. I look at this chart and understand immediately with the red bar here that basketball shoe is where the problem is, and I probably need to focus on this area.
So tell us what's going on with the basketball shoes. Is it where are we bleeding? Why is that happening?
Yep, that's a good question, and we actually do this kind of analysis regularly, and my team has helped me to prepare insights, because what you are asking is exactly the why question. And this is why it was so hard in sales, because we want to really focus on the execution and generating revenue, and spend less time on analyzing data. And we want the system to tell us why some things happen, exactly what you asked. And as you can see, I clicked on one button, and the system actually analyzed all the data, and it tells me that there are different influencing factors. On the bottom of the screen, you can see it in more detailed text. It's telling me that the lead in my marketing system is playing a huge role. on the contribution to the revenue loss. So some lead will just not work. I have also seen that the sales agent itself, this as an attribute or as a dimension, is very influential on the revenue loss. Besides these two KPIs, or these two dimensions, I should say, I also have this system also indicates that the starting date of my salespeople or their experience level is quite important on the execution of the sales targets. And of course, I also see that Los Angeles as a city is playing is very important. It has a weight in the contribution of the revenue loss. I also want to point you to another chart, Shelly. You may have noticed we have the termination rate for different departments in our company. This is from HR. What is interesting for me is I see sales here. It says that in the sales department, so in my team, there are a lot of people leaving the company. And when you look at the top influencers, there are also two factors directly related to sales area. So I will say we need to focus on the people who are leaving the company, especially the talents in sales. And we need to maybe also look at other factors such as the city being an influencer. And maybe we should look at Los Angeles and see what's happening there as an example.
So what's happening in Los Angeles? Can you have a look at that? Yeah.
Yeah. Los Angeles is not on this dashboard, but it's not a problem. What this tool allows me to do is that, of course, everybody here understands that this dashboard is pre-built. However, it doesn't stop me from exploring the data by myself. What you have just seen is that I clicked on one button, and the system now pops up a new UI. And in this UI, I have access to all the dimensions, to all the measures that is in a model, data model, they call it. And my IT team told me that here I can choose whatever key figures I want to look at, or dimensions, you can call it. For example, I choose now to look at the product revenue lost. I can put in whatever of dimensions I need. For example, I can look at both actual data and target data versions. I am able to focus on all my material groups. I can choose to filter on one of them. For now, what I will do is, because you asked for the situation in Los Angeles, that's the city dimension which is missing in this area. So I will just add all the dimensions I have and see if there is a city dimension. So you saw that I put in all the dimensions, and hey, look how many dimensions I have. This is really a very rich model. I have campaigns, I have cities, I have competitors, countries, whatever I need is here. So in the city part, I would just search for Los Angeles. I don't need to type in the whole word. I click on Los Angeles, and now the data is filtered on it. I also want to look at maybe my competitors in the city, so I click on the competitor dimension. In this way, this dimension is part of the analysis I have. So below, you will see a bar chart, which says the revenue loss. And I know, Shelly, you are a big fan of the donut chart, and this is how I can present you the information in. You will see in the donut chart, it's really fast, right? So I click on it, the chart is there. And we said, basically, this chart already tells us that in Los Angeles, we really lose a lot of deals on all kinds of material groups to Dexter shoes. But we want to look at the material group of basketball shoes. Of course, I don't need to click, but I just want to show you how easy it is to understand data. I clicked on now on basketball shoes, and it's telling me that Dexter Shoes, this company is eating our market share. It's killing us. And we lost all of our deals to it. And our wholesale business partners, they went to basketball shoes for it to Dexter. I actually also heard, Shelly, to be honest, that some of my people are telling me they do some marketing research, and they know that the young people in Los Angeles, they are really into the basketball shoes of Dexter. And I actually don't know why at this stage, but I would suggest you to look into it.
Okay, but remember, last year we spent a whole lot of money to get Qualtrics, right? So did you guys not do any survey to understand what our customers want? Because you would have asked that question to the customers themselves. Why are what is their problem? Why are they leaving us and going to Dexter?
Yeah. that's actually a very, very good point. And we are prepared, Shelly. I don't come into the meeting without a preparation. Let me show you the information, just as you mentioned, we got from this Qualtrics system. So for me, I don't care where we get the customer feedback from, either it's Qualtrics or another system, but I really care about the feelings and sentiment of our customers. I really want to understand them. That's my job. And what this integration of the SAP systems we use here for the transactional data and Qualtrics data, which is from the customer questionnaire, is to link these two kinds of information together so that I can have always the understanding of the correlation between a business KPI and our customer sentiment. Let me give you an example, right? So on top of this page, you will see the monthly revenue of different materials. We're now on the material level, not on the group level. So you will see this is a perfect example of a tree map. I like this map because you will see the biggest area on this map is occupied by the Air King 2 basketball shoes. It means that most of the revenue is generated by this product. And also, this chart shows me that this area is in red. It also tells me that the problem is in this product. So I'm quite confident at this stage to say by analyzing the Air King basketball shoe issues and try to find a resolution for that, I have a good chance to resolve all the product sales revenue problem at one go. And after I clicked on the Air King 2 basketball shoes, you will also be able to see here on the right part, there is a, you can call it a time series chart. But what's more amazing is that on this chart, I am able to analyze the data. The system will analyze the trend. It will analyze if there is any periodic pattern. And it is able to tell me, without doing all kinds of data science and spending a lot of dollars on hiring data scientists, it will be able to tell me what's the projected revenue in the future. So what I got as insight is that if I don't do anything, I will lose even more money. The trend is going down. And of course, we want to talk about customer experience. This is where you can get from NPS score down on the bottom of the screen. So what I will do now is to look at the Air King 2 basketball shoes in particular. So I'm applying a filter to it. And as I said, we are collecting customer feedback information. And as I put the filter there, the NPS scores will be now also associated with this product. So I'm now only looking at the NPS score of that product. And it's easy for me to see, wow, there was something wrong last year in Q4. Our NPS score was always actually constantly 100. Our customers loved our product. But in October, this figure took a nosedive, and something happened there. It would usually cost me a lot of time. I would scratch my head to figure out why this was the case. But with the integration of Qualtrics, what I would do is just click on October. And in this way, the system will pull up the Qualtrics or the customer satisfaction questionnaire information from the Qualtrics system. And I can see that the customer gave us really bad rating on the product design. Their satisfaction with it is only 1.8, and they are also not so happy with our product packaging. So that's a 2.0. I would say, Shelly, something happened last year. And maybe that was the cost-saving measure. We as a company decided, right?
We reduced some spending in the product design and the packaging area. I think that happened somewhere in around about September last year, that we cut some money down. Maybe that's an impact of that. Okay, so tell me something. So there is a problem with the product design and packaging. Understandable. What if we don't do anything? What happens? So you're saying that if we don't do anything, we are still going on a decline, and we will have a bigger problem in next quarter?
Yeah, so definitely, Shelly, I'm happy that we were able to save some money from the cost-saving measures. But if you want me to revert the situation and bring our revenue back on course again, I would suggest you to change this. I really need our product to be attractive so that I can sell them. Shelly, how about this? I can actually show you something
No,
that
but
is
wait a
really
minute.
interesting.
Tell me something. How much? So we've cut the money short last year.
Yep.
Now, if I was to do something about it, tell me how much money would be required to make sure that our customers are happy again. Because it is very important for me to make our customers happy, and so is it for you, right? As I know you.
Yep.
So what do we do to make sure that our customers are happy again? What do we have to do? How much we have to spend, and where?
Yep. It's a fair question. And I also cannot answer that question just being a human being with that level, that amount of data. But fortunately, still thank you, Shelly, for investing so much in our, or so cleverly in our IT. You can see that I'm having a product simulation page. And this is something I would say is an ingenious invention. Because what you can see here is that all the years in the past where we have collected information in the sales, CRM, and marketing systems, and all this customer feedback data, I actually didn't understand why you collected that data until I saw this page, because my IT team has told me that they are able to simulate the customer's satisfaction with just a few input parameters. And they are able to do this because they have the data science behind, and they say that they are able now just to let me give in a number of product design, for example, and product packaging, and simulate what is the outcome. So this tool really allows me to find out the maximum outcome of customer satisfaction with the minimum investment. So let me try to find this out. In product design, now we see we have a 285,000 investment. My goal is not to just say I will max out this investment in every area, but I need to find a clever point, a pivot point, where I can have the minimum investment to be better than Dexter, right? I also know that they are having a average NPS or a satisfaction score of 5.9. So what I just did is that I carefully tilted a little bit the two figures to be a little bit better than 5.9, and I can already say I don't want to invest any more just because I'm good enough and I'm able to beat Dexter. So I was able to see that I need a little bit about 60,000 for the product design, $60,000, and another $70,000 for the product packaging. So if we really invest in those two areas in the design, we need to hire designers maybe, but that's up to you. I'm only telling you, I need 120K, maximum 150K US dollars to have a better product. That would solve part of my problem.
Okay, so you're telling me that people are leaving you. Your senior execs are leaving you.
Yep.
You're losing money because you've got $150,000. You require $150,000 to bring the customer satisfaction back only in Los Angeles. So let's ask our finance director, William, what do you think? Do we have $150,000, and how do we look at that?
Yeah, 150K really doesn't sound a lot. Of course, I think we may need to do the simulation afterwards to see if we do have that amount of money. But it's from gut feeling I have, based on our financial situation so far to this quarter, I think 150K isn't too much. But Shalom, is that all you need? I mean, is it already help you to reach the sales target for you?
As Shelly said, I need the product to be better, but even if they are perfect, I still need people to sell it for me. So besides this, I would also need my people to stay. So help me with it.
Okay.
So can you look at, William, can you look at if we can spare $150,000?
Yeah, I think we do have that of money. I will show you later on in our screen, in our VDT, in the chart that actually from the travel cost we saved in the last quarter. I think we definitely will have that. It's a relatively small number of money anyway. But before that, I would like to see if there's any other spend we need. I can do the simulation in a general way to see for the other money we need to spend, maybe more. I don't know where we still need to spend. Then we can understand if how much revenue we can generate out of all the measures we take in total. Okay. So, yeah.
Okay, so you need $150,000, and Sharon, he's losing people. So what's going on in your space that we're losing people here, and that to really senior people?
Yes, actually, we do have the termination issues, all the company-wide. Actually, this is not a issue only happen in sales organization, but also in all department. You can see in my screen there is a termination rate by different levels of position. We can know that recently we have lots of senior employees left us. And actually, we are lucky to have the Qualtrics because we did a Qualtrics survey for every left employees to understand why they leaving this company. And in SAC, we are also can use this Qualtrics data to get the analysis. Maybe you can see here, this is the termination rate influencers, which all this data are coming from the Qualtrics. And in Qualtrics survey, we can know that most of left employees, they are not satisfied with the career progression and a manager conversation. So if we click this bar chart, this bar, and the SAP Analytics Cloud will automatically filter the satisfaction rate in Qualtrics survey regarding to career progression questions. So we can know that there are over 15% of employees, they are against to the career progression questions. So which means most of them are unsatisfied with the career progression. And if we click this against data, the SAP Analytics Cloud will automatically filter the comments which they left in Qualtrics survey. You can have a quickly go through with it. Actually, I think most of them are complaining about they are lacking training resources and learning materials. So I think that's the main reason behind it is because we did a budget cut for learning expenses last year. Do you remember that, Shelly? Actually, this decision is made by you. You can see even we saved a lot of learning expenses. However, our senior leaders are left company because of they think they lacking of learning resources and learning materials. However,
And,
to find
and,
to
and you're
find
spending a lot in the recruiting area, so you've suddenly got plus 8% in recruiting.
Yes, because
So,
for these senior employees, we are not able to use the general hiring channel to find the replacement for these senior positions. So the currently we are asking the third parties headhunters for us to find suitable replacements for these senior positions. Actually, they are expensive, and we paid a lot to this headhunters. So that's why our recruiting expenses are over our expectation, and as well as the HR expenses are also higher than our expectation.
so if you think about this, we saved $7 million, $6.5 million, and we landed up spending around about $39 million. So that's a huge exercise if we just give and take away from there. So if we were to bring back our learning series and make sure that every employee gets their learning and training modules up, how much money do you think you would need before
Yeah,
we go to him to ask him if he's got the money in the first place?
Yeah, actually, we have contacted a third-party training consultancy. They are able to deliver the training program for all the senior positions in our company, and they asking for 7 million for that
Wow.
to run this program. So I'm not
Wow.
sure if we have enough budget for that. So that's the main reason why I need to discuss this budget with all of you.
Okay, so we need 7 million
Mhm.
to get the training modules off. So that's a clear example that last year I didn't take a good decision without looking at the data, and I just suddenly cut the learning expense, and suddenly now we've realized that we've lost more than what we actually cut, and that was a huge mistake. But we're learning anyways. So let's think. Let's find out from William. William, do we have $7 million, or do we need to? So that $7 million we've saved, but we've lost $38 million. Plus, we've lost on sales. What's going on? What do we do?
Yeah. So wow, 7 million. So you're really asking a lot, you know. I don't really think we can have that amount of money for this year. I would expect that looking at our budget so far, I mean, 7 million is really a big ask. Maybe we should try to defer at least more than half of that to next year. But Sharon, can you let me know if do you have other options instead of the whole 7 million? I mean, can we do with a little bit less money on top of that? Can you tell me something like that?
In this case, maybe we can start to run a pilot program to see if it's a good. So I think firstly I need to find which department has the biggest termination issues. So maybe we can start from that department, and so that we can save some expense for that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, yeah. Can you have a look at it? Is there a way to find that out in the system?
Yeah, maybe we can use the search tree inside. I can type in the questions, so the system will answer it to me. So maybe I will type in show me the termination rate by department. So let me show that.
You're not writing any SQL. You're just writing simple English language query. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just typing in some English natural language, so that the ACC will automatically show me the insights. Okay, you can see now I am typing in show me the termination rate by department, and the ACC now it's running to find the answers to me. Okay, you can see now we get a bar chart right now, and if I drill into my desired level, I can know the answers right away. You can see that so far we have the biggest termination issues in sales department, which is in Shalom's organization. So in this case, I would propose maybe we can start to run this pilot program in Shalom's organization. So in this case, I think maybe 2 millions, which is enough. So if we get a good feedback or the less termination rate, maybe we can roll out this program to all the departments in next year. What do you guys think?
Yeah, so Shalom, this looks like your lucky day. It is. If Sharon is saying that you're bleeding, and that's true. If our sales team is bleeding, then we have a problem. Now let's switch tracks and find out what William. Where is the money going to come from, and how do we split that money so that we get biggest bang for buck? Can you discuss that with us?
Sure, definitely. So before I can tell you exactly if we can spend that amount of money and how it can help our figure. So let me quickly take us all to the finance page of the current story. So I think we might find a bit more detail on that. So I think if you see here, On top, we do have a lot of red text indicating that, yeah, what we are doing wrong here so far. So only the green one on at the far right is travel expense. We are right about 4% under. And if you see that for the operating income, that's the year-to-date value we achieved so far this year, fiscal year. And also for the sales revenue, which is 225 million, is still comparing to the budgets we have based on the current forecast, we are like 3% under. So it's also, we know that for the HR expense and the group expense, we are also several percent above. So let's see, based on our previous discussion, then I would like to quickly simulate this based on this visualized tree here. So this one, we can easily tell by input or adjust of what we discussed so far to see how it will impact us. So firstly, let me try to give you a look at the travel. So you see that we do have the far left. If you zoom out, you can see the entire tree structure. Then we zoom in. So yeah, the up left is the operating income for 3 years, and actually how it contributed is we do see the operating expense, and the travel is contributing to that as indirect cost. So you see that the travel budget we previously said is like 54 million. So considering that we are already 4% under that, so roughly we will have something like 2 million we can spend out of that. So which is quite good news. Just as I said earlier, like we do have definitely the budget for the product packaging, the design, which is a very small amount of money. And also Sharon told us that 2 million probably could pay the trick only for the sales department. So I think really that's add up something that we could try to figure out. So again, Shalom, what's your ask earlier for the packaging stuff? We can see from top that for the product design and the packaging, we do have this budget so far. So what do you ask? It's 100 something, right?
Yeah, William, I would need 150K for altogether for both areas.
Yeah, so what I would do is then it's really not a big amount of money comparing to the HR side. So I think we could split that simply into two categories. I say on top of that, we will spend 75K more, okay? And also I will do the same for the packaging to improve the packaging quality. So again, I will say we do 75K more, okay? And also, Sharon, I remember that we saying we want 2 million more,
2 million.
right? Correct. So let me go to the training education. Hope you can see that. So you see, we already have for the training, we plan for 25 million as a result of the cut cost from last year. So we say now we just not exactly 2 million, okay? We just make something like 27. That's a good number. So I make it, 27 million instead. Okay, so based on the previous projection, by how much the recruitment expense we can reduce that from?
I would say 12%.
Or 20?
20%. 20%.
Okay, so let's just say 20% based on the previous projection, right? So let's see. So with that, without a increase of the commitment on the sales figure increase for the basketball shoes, I think we will still see the under. So for that, Shalom, I think I'm looking at it to for you to commit on the original sales target, right? So for the basketball itself, I remember that's something around 285 million. That's something you could commit based on the increase on the budget for the training to reduce the number of turnover and also improving the packaging quality. Also, maybe we spend more money on the design side. Do you think that's something you could commit on?
William, it's a very ambitious goal, given that we're already half in the year, but I don't have any excuses. From the data, we see that we need to improve on the headcount or people. We also need to improve on the products. If you really commit on the figures, I'm confident, I'm comfortable to say that I will deliver the number.
Okay,
so
yep.
yeah.
So what we are saying is that if we spent $150,000 and $2 million in both product packaging design and then in training, we would be able to get to $285 million. Is that what we're saying? Is that what you're committing to, Shalom?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I already went ahead and input number here. So let's see how it turns out. Okay. Good news is looks like everything on top is now green, comparing our forecast to the budget. And you see that we do have the recruitment expense a lot under budget, and the HR expense is also equal to our budget. And for the sales revenue is now down to 0. And the good news is, if you look at the operating income, we are even seeing like 5% above. So Shelly, how it looks like now? Is that
it is good. Well, if it was better than this, it would have been better. It's a good outcome at the moment, as long as Shalom, commits to his, sticks to his commitment and gets that number. I think we are in a good place. And the happy news is that our operating income is going to go up by 5%, which is what we needed, and the recruitment expenses are going to go down. We're not having a lot of lot of impact on that. So it's quite a good outcome. But what I suggest is that we keep an eye on this on regular basis. William, I think it'll be a good idea for you to have a look and keep an eye on how we spend, and we try to spend as less as possible, because
Definitely.
we're in a situation where we did cut a bit of money in the last quarter, and we now want to make sure that we grow as an organization. The best thing which I have learned out of today is that we've heard our customers. We're hearing what our customers are saying, and if our customers are saying that the packaging is not good and the product design is not good, then we should be spending our money in that and making sure that our customers are happy. A happy customer is always a good place to be, and we should always be looking at it. And I know, Shalom, you're a big fan of having happy customers, so that's great.
Sure.
That's a great outcome. Any other business issues?
No, I don't see so far. I think that's fine. I think what I can do is, I think things here, beyond this story, we do have other visualizations giving me a bit more detail, which is connecting all the data from different sources. So what I can benefit from here is I will have very up-to-date information. So only thing I need to do is keep a close look to that. It will give me all the information day to day. And I know with some of our other stories, I can even get an automated notification of some KPI going down dramatically. Then I can definitely call up another review meeting when needed. Of course, anyway, we will have a quarter review in the next quarter, right, to revisit where we are, if all the measure we are taking here has any effect, or we should do more. So okay. Let's see for next quarter then.
So can you do me a favor? Can you set up alerts for Shalom on his sales targets? So every time there is a problem with his sales number dipping, he should get an alert so he knows where he stands. So maybe we can do that. And also, can we set some alerts for Sharon? Sharon, when there is a problem with our more senior execs leaving, we should make sure that you get an alert and we can take action at the time, so that we are able to change course, so that we are in a better position and we don't have any problems.
Yeah, definitely. I think we could allow that. And my my text told me that it is definitely possible. They are on the way to get it done. I think soon Shalom or Sharon will receive daily, or no, maybe not necessarily be daily, but weekly report on notification or alerts on top of that. Yeah.
No, I'm not worried about the report. I'm worried about the alert. The moment
Yeah, alert. Yeah, sure.
a threshold, or if there is something that happens in the organization, these guys should get an alert so that they can read the report in their free time. It's up to them, but they need to be alerted so that they know right up front in time that there is a problem, and not they get to know at the end of the quarter and then we are having the same discussion.
Definitely, consider it's done. Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, so guys, thank you very much for that role play. So guys, that is how a team works around and takes action when they've got up-to-date information. In this case, what we've done is we've got the semi-structured survey data brought together to the structured internal data from various sources into one place, and we are able to take decisions in a very quick span of time, which is data driven. So imagine last year we took a decision without knowing what will be the impact on the organization if we reduce the learning expense, and we've seen that after a year, and there is an impact on it. There's a flow-on impact on it over a year. So had we known that earlier, we would have not done that. But now that it was my call, and we've gone there, so let's keep an eye on it. Okay, thank you very much, guys. So let's very quickly get to the questions and see what people, the audience who've seen this role play, and what questions do they have. So guys, this is your opportunity to ask any other question, technical question, or even business question. Just put that in the comment section and we will take that question now. So so that you can learn. Please don't shy away from asking any kind of question. Here we go. So let's start with the questions. The first one is a message from Facebook by MG Hegre. He says, very good. Hi MG, how are you? Next is from Pratap Naluri. He's saying, how about SAP TM? Anyone wants to take that question? I'm not a TM expert, so don't know. Let's leave that. There is a question or a comment on LinkedIn from Annie Lu. Hi Annie, how are you? She's saying, what an interesting format, Shelly. Role-playing, case study, good job. And I would thank these three guys because they've done immense prep work to be able to deliver this. So thank you, Annie, and thank you, guys. Rajiv Shetty, and he's saying, I'm Rajiv from Pune. Hi, Rajiv, how are you? Okay. G Lee is saying, hi G, how are you? She's saying, how can we get Qualtrics data into SAC? Who wants to take that question?
I can answer this question, Shelly. Actually, in SAC, we have a Qualtrics connector ready for users after installing, deployment, configuring Qualtrics connector. The users is able to get the Qualtrics data into SAC and using SAC to build visualizations, run planning and predictive scenarios.
Okay. Hope G, you got your answer. If not, please put a follow-up question in the comments and we'll take that. A message from Aditya Garg on LinkedIn saying super exciting. Thank you, Aditya. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Message from Vivek Soni. He says, hello there, Vivek from Bhilai in Chhattisgarh. Hi Vivek, how are you? Soman Mohanty, he says audio is echoing. We figured that out, Soman, and we tried to fix it. Hopefully you didn't hear any echoing after that. Thank you very much. Thank you for raising that. Message from Nina Bao, and hi Nina, how are you? It's been a while speaking to you. So her question is how to run this time series forecast in SSC. Who wants to go for it?
Yeah, actually, I can show you maybe in the system to show how to create a time series forecast.
Go for it.
Yeah,
So I will
Sherry,
do-
please share my screen.
yeah, here we go. So now you're creating something from absolutely blank, right?
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go on. Sorry.
Okay. Can you? Okay. Maybe we can use this chart and add to page 1 so that I can use this chart in my page. Okay, I can resize in my Canvas page. And actually, only in few clicks, I can create a time series forecast. Add here and forecast. In SAC, we have 3 different types of forecast. Maybe now I will choose the automatic forecast here. And you can see SAC will run the algorithm behind the stage, and in a few seconds, we will see the results right away. You can see now it's running.
So it's what it's doing at the back is running a machine learning algorithm to create the forecast.
Yes, in SAC, we embedded the machine learning into our product. So for end users, we just need to just a few simple clicks, they will get the forecast automatically out.
With the upper limit and the lower limit as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got both the bounds. That's good. Okay, so that was that question answered. So it was quite straightforward. A few clicks into it, and you could actually create a forecast. Okay, next question from Nina. She's saying in the demo you showcase the scenario with HANA. How can SAP BW customers leverage SSC?
Okay, so thank you for the question from Nina. I think I can take it. I also understand why a lot of customers are asking this question. Actually, many of you might know that many customers they have of SAP. If they use SAP ERP transaction systems, they would usually also have a BW for the data warehouse. So what we have encouraged the customer to do always is that they can keep their asset, their investment in BW there, and we offer a very easy way to integrate the BW queries in SAC. That's what we call a live connectivity. It means when SAC consumes a BW query, all the calculation is done in the backend, all the OLAP calculation, all the aggregation, of course, the selection of data itself. That's one way to leverage BW. And we support the BW on NetWeaver from 7.3, 7.4, 7.5 to BW for HANA 2.0, SP04. I think some of the customers are already there. We also support our customers to run SAC with imported BW data. It means that they can choose the queries from their BW system and upload these data into the cloud. What we would encourage or would recommend is that if the customers have built already through the years their concept in data authorization, that is of course bound with the BW users and BW query runtime, and if they are some of them would still want to leverage the performance of their backend systems, we will say in these cases they should consider using the live connectivity. We can also, if there are similar questions, we can also discuss it in more depth. But I think in general, I think we are the best tool on the market to support native integration with SAP BW.
Okay. Hopefully that gets an answer to Nina. Next comment is from Himanshu Agnihotri. Hi, Himanshu, how are you? He's from Ujjain in India. Howard Yao says, does all the data need to be uploaded into the cloud for creating the dashboards? Hi, Howard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, maybe I can answer this question.
Yep.
Yeah, so for dashboarding, I think for the BI, we are pretty flexible. And even for this visualization, which is shared in the role play, it's combining different data sources. We do have HANA Live, which means the data sits in the on-prem data source in your corporate network. So we don't have to upload the data in this case. Of course, we also combine the local data source. Local means the data stored in the cloud. It's mainly used for simulation, of course, for different kind of BI as well. So actually, we do not need the data always to be uploaded based on different scenarios, different use cases you're looking at. So you do have options between live data connectivity, having the data sitting on your on-prem data sources, or you import data into the SAC. It can be from file, from on-prem, from database directly, or even from other external data sources, even including things like Dropbox or Google Sheets, something like that. So actually, we are pretty flexible in this sense.
Okay. Next comment or question. Howard Yao says, I care more about the security of data. So how secure is the data when it is lying or being exposed to SAC?
Maybe I can continue with that.
Yep.
So it's really depending on what kind of data source we're talking about. Also, it's related to the previous one, the connectivity. So, I mean, the most secure way, of course, is live data connectivity, because we are not storing any data on SAC side, and we always visualize the data based on your on-prem data store, and also based on our technology. We actually combine our BI capability and the data source on your browser level, assuming your browser is behind your firewall where you're sitting in your corporate network. So we do not take any of your data outside of your corporate network. So assuming you're using your laptop within your corporate, the data is coming from your local network, combining the visualization technology built into the browser as part of the JavaScript code. Then you can already visualize and do even the smart capabilities on top of that. So in this sense, the data is very much secure, just like you are using or your on-prem solution in the past.
Okay. Thank you. The next question is from Ramesh Kadimila, and he's saying, what are the skills required for SAP Analytics job? Very pertinent question. So tell us, what skills do you have, and what do you want? What you expect people to have, the kind of skills you want people to have?
And maybe I would start so my colleagues can also add their comment. I think SAP Analytics Cloud is a product which are really designed for the business end users. So we don't expect people to have a lot of years of analytic background or experience like Shelly or any of my colleagues here. So if you want to work with SAC, there are many interesting areas. For example, I have seen customers who have integrated their warehouse and S/4HANA systems. So if you are an expert in the modeling area, it will definitely help you in the SAC world too. And also, we have seen many companies which are implementing BI projects. They put a lot of value on user experience, because in SAP we say that good analytics is only good when it's adopted by many users. So a lot of user experience will also help you. What you have seen today from the demo is that we have a lot of machine learning and AI and advanced algorithm features in SAC. And although we designed those features like Smart Predict, Smart Discovery for end users, it doesn't hurt if you are familiar with those concepts and if you want to work on the data science aspect. So these are the things I can think of. Maybe my colleagues could also share something.
Guys, Sharon, what specific skill set do you need for an SAC job?
I think maybe I can share something from visualization part. I think SAC is quite a user-friendly tool. So even you don't have the background to know the coding, and you can also create beautiful visualizations. That's the one thing that SAP Analytics Cloud can provide to you. And for me, I think most important thing is you have the business acumen. You need to know which is important for business. And if I would like to build a meaningful analysis, how can I put into the business user or my report consumers' shoes to know what they really want to know through the visualizations.
William, what do you think?
Yeah, on top of that, I would say, so personally, for the SAC customer support, I'm more focused on the planning. Maybe I can talk from this side as well. I mean, in addition to the visualization, when we talk about planning, of course, we still need the skill sets of all those visualizations, create the charts, the tables, and to visualize the data to enable the business users to enter their data. But to me, the key skill set for planning is still pretty similar to how you want to implement with other planning tools, no matter SAP or non-SAP planning tools. So first, you do need to have the concept of a planning, either from the finance planning side or from other planning scenarios. But of course, you also need to understand the data model a lot, because for planning, you're not only visualize those data, and not just the data visualized in a pivot table type or in visualized way, but also we need to understand the correlations between
We've lost him. So okay, I think we've spent enough time on this question. Let's get to the next question, next comment. This comment is from Anant Jena. Anant from Delhi. Hi Anant, how are you? Hopefully you're enjoying the training. There's a question from Abhinav Kumar. Hi Abhinav, how are you? He says, any visualization tool like Tableau. I think he's trying to say that this is like any visualization tool, any other visualization tool like Tableau. I think that's what you're trying to say, Abhinav. But anyways, what do you think? Is it like any other Tableau? Is that what we think?
Maybe I can quickly comment on that. I mean, yeah, from the pure visualization perspective, I mean, we are very similar to Tableau. I think any BI tool is capable of doing different charts, and all of them are focusing on how easy it is for end user to build their own charts. SAC, of course, offer you the capability for end users to create their own ad hoc charts, visualizations, geomaps, and of course, we also allow admins to create the standardized charts that can be reused afterwards. But I would say on top of that, what I see in addition to the normal visualization, of course, it's also a trend of the industry that we are putting more and more smart capabilities to facilitate augmented BI, and also as a always strength of SAP products is integration. We are very much integrated into different SAP products, on-premise products, cloud products specifically. We are not only using SAC as a standalone, we call it enterprise SAC deployment. We can also embed SAC as a built-in visualizing technology to our broad range of cloud products, starting from S/4HANA Cloud, SuccessFactors, and then we will expand this into Concur, Ariba. From all of those products, you will see certain level of integration where SAC is used as a dedicated visualization platform and a tool. And within some of the product, you can even customize your own visualization within, for example, S/4HANA Cloud. And also, we are able to connect to different SAP data warehouse solutions, not only the existing data warehouse solutions like BW, also the BIP, the BI platform, and also we are also very much integrated into our next generation of data warehouse. It's a data warehouse cloud, which can be used as our in the cloud data warehousing, facilitating all kinds of the visualization of BI. And one of the important capability of SAC, in addition to that, is our planning capability. So we have to say that SAC is pretty unique in the market. We are combining very much the planning and the BI into one platform in the cloud.
So my personal, and Shalom, you can go on this, but my personal view is at a very high level, SAC consists of not only reporting, it includes prediction and planning with it. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly, yes.
What do you think, Shalom?
Yeah, I want to add on top of what William said. When I think it's we can share also some insights from a product management point of view. We see around the globe many of the biggest companies out there. They use SAP warehousing solutions. Either it's a SQL warehousing in HANA or it's a warehouse solution like BW. And even in our region, there are some of the world's biggest companies run on live connectivity between SAC and BW. When I don't want to do a feature-to-feature comparison with any of the vendors out there, but we are the solution which offer a native integration. It means whatever OLAP features you built in your queries, whatever variables you use there, authorizations you have there, even if your queries have two structures, those kind of advanced OLAP features there, it's all supported natively by SAC. So this is an area where we usually have a very big competitive edge when comparing to other solutions. So similar from an look and feel perspective, yes, but if you look into some of the integration aspects, we're quite unique there.
Okay. Yep, I think we've explained that very well for Abhinav to food for thought. Okay, next question is from Shelly, and she says, how can I build a dashboard from scratch easily without relying on IT? And I think that was my question too, and I was thinking about that, so I thought someone asked that question, and Shelly did ask that question. So who wants to run and create a dashboard from scratch? Or one of the three?
Yeah, maybe I can share my experience to create a story page from scratch.
Okay.
Maybe let me show that. Yeah, I will use the same model as before.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so firstly, I have already created a time series forecast, and now maybe I want to insert a numeric point. Let me insert a chart and change the type to numeric points here. And then I don't think I'm going to use this model. Let me change another model. I will use this version of model. And now I'm going to choose my primary values. Let me add the measure. I would like to know the sales one. So let me find the sales one in my, let me search revenue one. I will choose the revenue one. And actually, I think this number is too long. So maybe I need to change the scale of this numeric points. And let me go to the styling panel and then change the scale from 1,000 to million. So that's more readable. And now I would like to maybe add some variance into this numeric point. So I will go into create a variance, and after I open the variance panel, I needed to choose the different version comparison. Maybe I would like to compare the actual version and the target version. So as I see, we can see in the screen, we can directly see which is the variance between my actual version and the target version. And now maybe I also would like to show some data in the geomap. Let me insert a geomap here. Let me choose geomap. And firstly, I'm going to change my base map. There are lots of base map in
Have you lost Sharon? Okay, Sharon, you there? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, sorry. So you've taken a base map and
Okay.
yep.
Yeah, and I would like to add some layer to this base map to show how is my deals closed, the deals in pipeline and the number of opportunities. So firstly, I need to add location dimension, and then I would like to use the colors to show my deals in pipeline. So I will choose the deals in pipeline. And I also would like to use the geomap to show my opportunity number of opportunities. So I will use bubble size to show the number of opportunities. So after a few clicks, you can see the geomap will automatically update it to show the information I need. So it's loading. You can see here, maybe I need to remove this, to resize this geomap so that you are able to see it more clearly. So here. Okay, if I also would like to add a filter in this page, how should I do? Maybe we can also insert, I can also insert a input control here. I would like to use a slider to control my time. So I will choose the model which I need, maybe the CRM opportunity. Let me find this one. And I will use the time dimension to filter my chart. I would like to filter by range. So I will enable this menu. Then I will choose the fixed time range to filter my data. And I will just click OK, I think, after resize this widget. I can use this slider to filter my data in these visualizations. Okay, you can see this data will be automatically changed to the time frame that I needed. Okay, basically, Shelly, I think that's the thing I'm going to share.
Okay, so that was quick. So you could quick and dirty, and then you align it to make it look pretty, so that it is all in one
Yeah.
place. But it is not that difficult to actually bring it all together. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. There is a comment from. Okay. Let's very quickly look at the next comment, which is from Nera Chen, and they say that for simulations part with BDT, is it possible to simulate on different versions? And could the results stored for future reference comparisons between different simulations?
Yeah, maybe I should unmute myself.
William, you want to
Unmute
take
myself?
that?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I muted myself already. So I can take that. So of course, in the VDT, maybe let me see if I can bring up my screen again.
You want your screen up?
Yeah, I'm in my screen now.
Okay.
So here is the VDT we are looking at earlier. And actually, we do have multiple version selections over there. Definitely, we can simulate on different versions by select a different filter here. But just to let you know that this is our first version of VDT, which introduced in the past 2 years. But by Q3 this year, we are going to have a brand new VDT widget, which allow a bit more flexibility. We can even create input control on the versions. We are much easier to simulate on different versions. And of course, the versions here are, we call it private version concept of SAC, which is for planning, as you see here. In another tab, we do have a planning grid being used here. And also the versions we see here, the best run forecast version is the one we are simulating on. And based on this, we can see that we can go to the published data and save the version to a published version, or we can even create multiple private versions, simulate simultaneously on different versions. And like version 1 for best scenario simulation, the worst scenario simulation, then we can compare between different versions in a sheet like this or others. Then we can definitely save it for future comparison or for future referencing, right? So yeah, we can do that definitely.
Okay. Let's look at what we've got. Whole lot of questions. Okay, let's go down. There's a message from Jatin Murjani. Hi Jatin, how are you? How BW differ from SAC in terms of reporting?
Thank you, Jatin. So BW question is with me. Very good question. The BW, many of our customers use BW in combination with SEC, and I actually noticed the BW questions in our thread. So before we talk about maybe some features, we can, let me quickly show you how we can use the BW query in SEC. Shelly, can I share my screen?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, so I opened up a BW modeler or the modeling tools in Eclipse. So this is the standard UI many of you are already using if you use BW on HANA or BW for HANA. So I'm opening a query. In this query, of course, I have my sheet definition. I have all the conditions, exceptions, all the complex settings I can do. But usually, when you are working with BW or BW on HANA, for HANA, whatever BW versions you have, sometimes you use SAP AO or other front ends to connect to a query. However, we don't really offer any graph features because BW itself is a data warehouse. So I created this query sales NAQ, sales analysis query as an example. It's very simple. It just has one or two key figures, it has just one dimension or one characteristic on the row. So you can see from the technical name that this dimension or characteristic, dimension, it's actually not a characteristic. It's based on the field. It starts with the 4. I want to show you now how you can visualize this query in your SAC. So I'm now switching to the SAP Analytics Cloud user interface. You can see this is in my browser. On the page, on the home page, I can create a model. So let me say in SAC, if you create a widget, the widget is almost always based on a model. I say always because there are a few exceptions, but a model is basically what you need to create a visualization. And you can see that you have here the possibility to create a blank model where you define your dimensions, measures, hierarchies, or any semantic objects by yourself. You can import a file and let the SEC do the data wrangling and suggest the model for you, or you say that you want to connect SEC to a data source. And in this case, we want to connect to a live data source. It means that the BW system is there, the query is already built, but we don't want to import all of this BW query data into the cloud. So I'm saying that I want to do a live data connection. I select here simply the system type to be SAP BW. You have also seen from the drop-down menu that you can also connect to a SAP HANA system. And if you choose SAP HANA, then you are basically using the HANA calculation view as the model. But here I use BW, and I'm selecting my BW system connection, and I'm using an SAP internal test system. So here I can start typing sales NAQ, and the system will already search in the BW metadata repository for the query. And once I click save or confirm, the system tells me, okay, these are the measures, these are the dimensions. It is able to find in this query definition, as you can see, the country field starting with the 4 is also captured by the system. So I now save this model and call it maybe sales 1 model. I give it the same description, and I save it in my folder D2T. Then I say OK. With this 3 simple clicks, you actually have already connected from your SAC tenant to a BW system, and you already have a model which you can create all kinds of visualizations on. And I'm creating now a page, which you have already seen from Sharon's demo. I'm adding on this page a simple widget, for example, a table. You have seen from Sharon's demo how to create a geomap, how to create other kinds of charts. But for this demo, for simplicity sake, I will just choose a table, and I'm going to choose also the sales 1 model I just created. And without any duplication of data into my cloud, you see that the query is here. I see my 1 dimension, which is based on the field country, and I also see my key figure, or in SEC's term, measure in this table. I can, of course, also create a chart on this model. I can create, if you use the standard BW content objects, such as the 0 calendar day, 0 calendar week, SEC system will also be able to recognize those as time dimensions and render you a beautiful time series chart. So I hope this little demo helps a little bit for the understanding the concept of how to integrate BW and SAC. And of course, on this page, you can define arbitrary number of widgets on a lot of queries. So all of them will be run in the backend, and the data will be sent directly to your browser without replicating into the cloud. So I hope that helps.
Okay, let's look at, I think we were good enough to answer. Another question was covered from Uday. Can we directly use SAC removing existing SAP BW or directly using SAP S/4HANA? I think you covered that. Shalom?
Yes, we can. You have seen it from the UI. Actually, we talked only about the standalone SAC, but SAP itself is actually utilizing SAC. We call it an OEM model to use SAC as a standard modeling, reporting tool in many of our products. For example, S/4HANA, S/4HANA Cloud. You can also connect directly a live connection to the S4HANA. So I also saw another question on the digital core. Yes, we can connect to those data sources. Yeah.
Show you the question. Come,
yeah.
it go. And so the next message is from Shelly, and she says, "Thank you. It's awesome. Thank you, G." Then there is a question. There is a comment from Abhinav Kumar. Hi, Abhinav again. And he says, "Thanks, Shalendra, but SAP Digital Core need integration within BW and ERP systems." Now, that's what you were referring to, Shalom?
Yes. So when we talk about the digital core, for me, immediately I think about two systems. That's S4HANA, the on-premise version, and also S4HANA Cloud. And there we also need to look at the concept I mentioned as the OEM concept, where those standard digital core systems takes SAC as a technical component to do reporting. And those are the areas where the SEC, integrated SEC, will be able to access the CDS views defined in those systems. We will also offer contents that can be opened to be connected. So if we talk about the on-premise S4HANA system, we'll be able to live connect to it. We will also be able to import data. So there are different scenarios where we can work with the digital core together.
Okay. Next message is from Ramesh Kadimilia, and we took Ramesh's question just prior. And he's saying, "Can you please share any link to do some learning and practice on this tool?" Well, the first learning is here. You're getting it from the best of the best guys who are training you. So to practice, what does he do to practice?
So maybe, I can try to comment on that. So first of all, we do have...
We've lost William again. Geelong, do you want to take that? I think there's a problem with his network.
I'm back. I'm back. Okay, I think it's a network issue on my side. I think we do have a dedicated website for SAC, which is called SAP Analytics Cloud, where you can find all the product updates, also some learning information, some videos, also a guided playlist where you can start with to easily guide you through the different configuration steps and how to use some of the functionality. This is one self-learning way. And of course, SAP have different ways, different means of training channels. We do have Open SAP. It is opened regularly. And also we do offer partner-oriented webinars every quarter. I mean, we do have already one did in the last quarter for the entire APJ, including the planning BI analytics designer. It's an online webinar due to the current lockdown situation. Usually we will do that even in person, in classroom. And also we do have very extensive online help where you can study on your own if you have your own tenant. So by saying the own tenant, actually, you are free to request a free trial tenant. I mean, from last year, of several years before, we already have a 90-day free trial for BI only. And actually, we roll out a free trial as well, including the planning capability this year. So it's also possible. And also, if you are a partner, we also encourage you to purchase like a very cheap license, €800 per year stuff to do your own learning POC, maybe even create your own customer-oriented content on top of that.
Okay. Okay, there's a message from Uday. Hi, Uday. And he's saying, "Can you share the SAP landscape covering all SAP products?" That's a huge task, and we can't share it here online. I think we will have to have another session for that. But yeah, that's a fair question. We will try and get you the links. And on the previous question from Ramesh, guys, I think it will be a good idea to put the links for Open SAP and others into the comment section when you get off this session. If you can just post that on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn, you've got the links. If you can just put in there, then people can leverage that link and work on that.
Yeah, we can do that. Sure.
I think we run beyond the time scales that we set out for ourselves. And, we asked ourselves for 1 hour. We're more than 1.5 hours now. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you for coming to the show and training the guys who're on there and people who wanted to learn a little bit of analytics. This was, for me, it was very exciting. And I did see a lot of people very excited about the fact that we are bringing it to life on how analytics is used to take data-driven decisions. And that was the objective. So thank you once again for your time. And if this gets on high demand, then we can think of coming back and doing another such live show. So guys, thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you all for participating.
Thank you for joining. Thank you,
Thank
Shelly.
You.
And thank you all,
Shelly.
everyone in
Thank
the audience, for all the questions that you've asked. Thank you very much. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a nice one. Bye-bye.
Okay, guys. So those were William, Sharon, and Jelong, and it was a classic experience running this training session, which was where I was at the receiving end, and we learned a bit how to build analytics stories and widgets, and also how to utilize them. So we started with how we utilize them to how we actually create them. Hope you guys have learned one or two things. If you really like this, then please follow me on LinkedIn and Twitter so that you can get alerted. And please smash the subscribe button on YouTube and press the bell icon so that whenever we come up with these kind of shows, you get alerted. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you here. And and we'll see you next time. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everyone.